What's up, everyone? Welcome to ClearTalk. I touched on it a little bit in the previous video, but I have an article here talking about, Mike Johnson wanting Americans to be happy to live under military occupation. So we're going to go over this. We're going to talk about the statements. We're going to talk about the bigger, talk here, and hopefully realization of what we are looking at, what potentially could happen, why, even you conservatives, people in the red states, okay, the people who are Trump supporters should be very much concerned. All right. So thank you very much for joining me here. If you're new here, welcome to Clear Talk. If you'd like to see more videos from the channel, please do so. Consider subscribing, like, share, all that good stuff. That'd be amazing. Also, check out the other channels if you like, JMDPLAY. Subscribe to those if you would like as well. That would be awesome. It's free for you and helps out all the channels, helps out the JMD Nation at large. Me, helps them get the videos get pushed to other viewers. Thank you very much if you do. There's also links there for support, whether it's more like ongoing or one-time stuff. Any support you give is very much appreciated. Thank you very much. And it's very appreciated. If you're returning, welcome back. Freaking awesome. Thank you for returning. You're the shit. You're the shit. So let's talk about this. I have, hold on. All right. Here we go. This is from MSNBC. House Speaker Mike Johnson said Tuesday the Democratic mayors who run the cities President Donald Trump is threatening with troops should stop resisting. Yield, man, said Johnson. Who's a Republican from Louisiana, lets the troops come into your city and show how crime can be reduced. It's a moral boost for the country, and it's safe and right for everybody involved. Not since Vice President Dick Cheney told us the U.S. troops invading Iraq in 2003 would be greeted as liberators, have we heard a Republican make the preposterous claim that a people, in this case Americans, would welcome a U.S. military occupation. And to be clear, an occupation is what Trump has been promising. As a characteristically tasteless social media post from Trump over the weekend put it, Chicago is about to find out why it's called the Department of War. Really? 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 And that's the crazy part. That's the crazy thing. Is if you really want to know what Trump's doing, you just look at Truth Social. He posts crazy shit, and his supporters are just like, "Hell yeah, woo, strong man." But it's quite disturbing shit. If you critically think about it and you look at it, like, put anything that Trump posts on Truth Social, put any other fucking president on it. Put Biden on it, that he posted that. Obama, Clinton, even fucking George W. Bush, or what? You put any of those presidents, that they would post shit like this, and is that the way you would respond? Is that the response? Hell yeah! Woo! Biden's badass! Mike, no. About to find out why it's called the Department of War. Okay. If Speaker Johnson believes that Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, or Chicagoans in general, should bend the knee to a president promising such aggression, then he's telling us that he doesn't believe that they are fully American, that he doesn't believe they're, this is MSNBC, okay? Keep in mind, this is going to be an aggressive This is going to be a progressive post, but I can't argue that it's not rightfully so. That he doesn't believe there's rightful heirs to the Declaration of Independence, the U.S. Constitution, and the traditional American ideas of freedom. Land of the free for us, but not for y'all, is not an argument a white Southern Republican should expect black Democrats farther north to accept. I didn't like the way that was written. That was silly. I mean, yes, this is the argument, yes, but I didn't like the way he finished that out. Although one could argue that to some degree, it's not surprising that a Trump loyalist like Johnson is supporting the president's military occupation plans, but even former Ohio Governor John Kasich, a Republican never-Trumper, suggests last month that Democrats should be less opposed to Trump's unprecedented power play. Referring to parts of the Windy City, Kasich told MSNBC's Alex Witt, I just got a text from someone. Okay, that was a misprint. From somebody that says Inglewood, West Park, South Chicago, their kids are dying. Research has shown many don't expect to grow up. Shame on city's leader for not taking all the help they can get. He then conceded, look, we don't want to have to see the military barge into these cities. Why not go down to the White House, and why not to admit, I think there's some major typos here. We have a problem with crime, and say to the president of the United States, look, you have a lot of resources, and we got a lot of needs. The former governor makes several assumptions. One, that Democrats who lead cities with high crime rates haven't admitted to such, nor made it a priority to address the problem. Two, that Democrats haven't asked the federal government, including the White House, for help. And three, that Trump is genuinely interested in reducing crime and that his chief goal isn't humiliating Democrats and expanding executive power. I mean, even with the troops in that were deployed on in Washington, I mean, it was supposedly for crime, but yet there was quite a bit of them just picking up trash out the streets, doing cleanup work rather than fighting crime. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's a part of it too. Speaker Johnson's statement suggests that only cities led by Democrats have crime problems, but a Republican leads his hometown of Shreveport, Louisiana. Johnson still lives in the metro area, and the murder rate there is higher than it is in Washington and higher than it is in Chicago. Might have to look that up. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry, I can't stand that son of a bitch, a Republican, has said he'd welcome Trump's assistance against crime from New Orleans to Shreveport. Oh, you don't say. But that welcome was extended only after criticism emerged that Republicans seemed more obsessed with taking down Democrats than crime, so we can be forgiven for doubting the governor's sincerity. So, like, it's the idea that we want to force these kinds of actions on the Democratic cities because we're, for politically to act like Democrats can't control their cities, they can't govern properly. So we need to go in as Republicans. We need to go in with our military might and show them how to handle crime, show them how to put people in order, the law and order group, right? Yet there are cities in Republican states that have even worse crime rates. Yet they're not being sent there. And the argument was, that argument was coming up. So, to kind of give pushback or save face rather on the fact that this is only being pushed on Democratic states and cities, that someone like Laundry comes out and says, "Oh, we would welcome Trump's assistance here." Yeah, I mean, that's what you should be doing. Didn't do that before, but now it's like, oh yeah, we would love that. We would love that. Which to me just shows a sign of complacency. I mean, showing sign that you are willing to even go along with your president, even if it puts your own people at risk. It goes against the rights of your state. Keep that in mind. Last week, in the midst of threatening American cities with military occupation, a Trump-affiliated political actions committee sent out a fundraising email with the subject line, "Do not tread on our safety." That email called out the California judge who correctly ruled Trump. Would you chill out? You're distracting me. California judge who correctly ruled Trump had illegally used the military in a domestic law enforcement capacity. It's the height of irony and absurdity for that PAC, Never Surrender Inc., to allude to "Don't Tread on Me" Gadsden flag that small government devotees love to wave, even as Trump is trampling on the wishes of Americans and their elected officials. Many Americans, including conservatives, are fond of quoting Ben Franklin's remark, "Those who would give up essential liberties to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety." The argument from those who generally use that phrase is that the United States liberty is paramount. And yet, the Republican Speaker of the House is telling his fellow Americans to surrender to their own government, to accept less than their due as citizens, and to treat the troops Trump might send as their liberators. Johnson says he's just asking for common sense. No, he's asking for capitalization. He's asking for you to be complicit. He's asking for you to do what fair leader, dictator, authoritarian Donald Trump asks of you. And this is the bigger question. You know, it's like we've argued when it comes to the question around arms and guns and the concern for we need to be able to control, we need to be able to have control in case our government, while we would never think it would happen, but our government go against us, put our military against us, so we'd be able to, but that would never happen because, and especially wouldn't happen to me because I'm a patriot. I'm a white Southern, flag worshiping, America first, citizen. Trump all the way. Trump knows everything. He's right about everything. MAGA, make America great again. I am nobody. We would never be concerned with that happening to us because we are good Americans. But I want you to question. I want you to think for a second. How far could this go? I mean, I live in a state, Mississippi, one of the deepest red states in the Union. Republican government controlled, with a capital, Jackson, with a very high crime rate. Matter of fact, Mississippi holds, like I stated before, the highest gun violence rate in the Union per capita. Now, that also includes homicide along with suicide along with homicide. And you already seeing governors like Landry, in Louisiana verbally express, "Oh yes, of course we would love for Trump to bring the military here and target, as you saw stated, New Orleans and Shreveport." It said New Orleans to Shreveport, but those two main ones were stated out. So I ask even like my fellow Mississippians, would you be okay with our governor, Mr. Tate Reeves? Would you be okay with him being, "Oh yes, of course, Trump, come to Jackson. Come to Jackson. We want the National Guard implemented in Jackson to control crime, show that city how to get it under control. And hell, I don't know, while you're at it, maybe go to this city down here or this city up there." Is that what you would like? Would you like to drive through Jackson and see U.S. troops walking the streets or putting up installations or roadblocks or whatever the case? Would you like to see military occupation of your inner cities? In the name of your so-called safety? I mean, and where does it end? Where does it end? You give them an inch and they will go a mile. While these actions being taken by the Trump administration on cities like Washington, D.C., like they did in L.A., like they're doing trying to do in Chicago, one could argue that this mostly political, that this is mostly a image thing, where Trump is wanting to look strong, where he's wanting to look like he's not going to accept law and order not being established or in control within our borders, and that are not on his watch. But one could also argue that Trump is only really doing it because of the pushback by the people in those cities saying no. And we've seen over and over again where Trump doesn't like to be told no. He's like a little kid that throwing a temper tantrum because you told him no. How dare you? Don't tell me no. I'm the president of the United States. Do what I want. And this is just a start. And while you're sitting here thinking, no, of course he would never do that. It's insane. They deserve it. They're just bad actors. They can't control the stuff. They need his help. Blah 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 blah. But what do you think would happen if he does something that suddenly you decide, or that suddenly you are affected by, and you go, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, look, no. You're hurting me now, and I don't like it. You need to stop. And you go against him. What's to say? Like, that's my question. Where do you think Trump has red lines to his obsession with being the boss, with his obsession with not being told no? I mean, the guy is a narcissist of all highs. Like, we see in all these fucking committee meetings and stuff, cabinet meetings, where every one of the cabinet members have to go around the table praising and just drooling at the fucking mouths over Trump. They have to literally say, just ass kissing, like, adoration for Trump every fucking meeting, while he just sits there like, yes, give it to me. This is your president. This is your president. And you think that's powerful? You think that makes him a strong man? You think that gives him the right, that type of authority? The right to have that type of control? Do you really want somebody like that to have that type of control? especially after the fact that he's already had the Supreme Court pretty much label him as untouchable. You are, I mean, you're waving your freedoms, your liberties. You're waving away your rights little by little by arguing for others to accept those things being taken from them because you think they deserve it. While you think you're the better American and that it wouldn't happen to you because of that. Until it does. But then, would it be too late? Would it be too late? Let me know what you think. And until next time, peace, clear talk with love. I'm out.